everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Why can't we watch DuckTales? Because we don't learn anything. It's TV. We aren't supposed to learn.
So welcome to yet another week's worth of television talk. That is right. In case you are new to my channel, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you. We do this 2 times a year at my channel. It's very hard for me to just talk about a television show like most people do by the episode, and it's also very hard to just give each and every one of these individual shows their own specific video because I don't really want to go into too many details. So I felt a couple of years back, why don't I just do this whole process twice a year where I take a look at a culmination of television shows from various networks, cable channels, as well as streaming services, and just bring my reviews to you in a collective unit. So 7 days worth of television, everybody. I'm really excited. And the first place that we're going to go to is probably one of the strongest networks for sitcoms right now in television, and that is CBS. CBS did involve itself in the reality shows in the early 2000s, but they realized that the great American comedy was nowhere to be found, and it was time to give this little genre of television programming a boost. So, with some underground favorites of the time, like Still Standing and The New Adventures of Old Christine, when How I Met Your Mother came out in 2005, CBS all of a sudden started coming up with all of these great sitcom ideas, and now they are one of the highest rated classic television networks for all of comedy. And I've got so many shows to talk to you guys about today for CBS, so first I want to say a little bit of a sad note. Unfortunately, one of my favorite shows from last year, The Great Indoors, unfortunately came to an end. It got canceled. I was a little upset about that because I thought that it really was one of the better shows on television. And unfortunately, another sad note, a show that's already been canceled. It came out in the fall, and it was called Me, Myself, and I. It also had a great cast, including Saturday Night Live's Bobby Moynihan, legend of the small screen John Larroquette, and newcomer to the scene Jack Dylan Grazer, who played Eddie in the horror film It this year. And it is the story of a guy named Alex Riley, and we take a look at the events of his life in 3 different stages. One when he's a 14-year-old in 1991, one where he is a middle-aged guy in 2017, and when he is 65 in 2042. So I was really excited for this show because it looked like such a charming, heartfelt show, and also when you find out that Jaleel White, who played the legendary Steve Urkel, is back on television, how could you not be excited for a show like this? And I was right. This was a very charming, heartfelt show. It got some really cute comedy moments in it, some really great family moments in it, and all of the people that were chosen to play this one character were just fantastic. It was great to see a little bit of nostalgia from the 90s, taking a look of things that are happening in today's world, seeing a very unique vision of a not-too-distant future. But unfortunately, the crowd didn't seem to enjoy it that much, and it's already had 6 episodes. It's going to close out its full season before the current television season is concluded, but I'm very upset over the fact that this show is no longer going to be a part of CBS's lineup. But let's talk about some shows that seem to be here to stay. First, we gotta talk about the 5th season of Mom, starring Anna Faris and Allison Janney. A lot of people thought that this show was doomed to failure, but Allison Janney is the driving force of this show. And it's a very strong female-oriented show, but the great part is it doesn't send a powerful feminist movement. It's just about women being women in the modern world, and I think that it's very well done because they include the cattiness, the talking behind each other's backs, the sisterhood, trying to be better people with one another, and the cast grew with so many great actresses. I am just so impressed that this show still has its charm. It does tackle some very heavy issues, but we had two very heavy-hitting seasons in the past 2 years, and this one definitely seems to be more of the lighthearted, which is actually great. It's glad to get a lot more comedy and a lot less drama on Mom, and I'm still very much invested in this show. It just still makes me laugh. The next show that I want to talk about is the second season of Superior Donuts. This is a show that I really did not have any intentions to see, but when I finally gave the first episode a shot, I was surprised with how funny it was. It's got some very famous names in the television business, including Katie Sagal, the great Judd Hirsch, and David Koechner. These people are just so funny, and I love the character Franco. It is such a great show because of the fact that it takes on all the topics of our social world right now. We see that a lot, especially in the political world, and there's a lot to agree to disagree on, and sometimes people don't really care about your opinion, but I love the fact that they take a look at all of these major things, like strong feminism, Black Lives Matter, minorities living in the United States and being judged, and then they make fun of it to no end. My favorite character on the show definitely has to be Foz, who is an Arab immigrant, who is a pushy businessman. I just think that he has some of the greatest lines on the entire show, and he's played by Maz Jobrani. You definitely have to check out Superior Donuts because I really think it is a great, positive take on social commentary of today. The next show that I want to talk about, wow. Did anyone ever imagine that The Big Bang Theory was going to be the success that it is today? In its 11th season right now. I mean, when I first saw the pilot as part of a focus group back in 2007, I thought that it was great. And also seeing Johnny Galecki and Kaylee Cuoco come back, as well as someone who I never saw, who was Jim Parsons, who plays now the legend of television, Sheldon Cooper. I just cannot get over the fact that this show is still strong. It's still monstrously funny. I mean, we got a really interesting cliffhanger at the end of season 10 when Sheldon proposed to Amy, and this year we actually got the answer, and it is just great to see how these characters are still welcomed into our homes. Everybody who I know still loves watching this show, and I know that they're already thinking about concluding the show, and quite frankly, if that is the case, I'm going to welcome that because this show has left such a positive footprint on television history, and it is a show that I would share with generations to come. And this show is so successful that it has given us a spin-off this season in Young Sheldon. It's not the same style, it's not the canned laughter and the big sets, it's actually more of a real-life scenario type of show. It could be compared to shows like The Goldbergs on ABC, and I am just surprised with how much I am enjoying this show. Ian Armitage, who has been chosen to play young Sheldon, is such a delight. He embodies Sheldon exactly how I would imagine it to be. It's got that Wonder Years vibe with Jim Parsons being the narrator as older Sheldon. All the cast that they got to play Sheldon's family is wonderful. They got Laurie Metcalf's daughter to play Sheldon's mother, who actually plays Sheldon's mother in The Big Bang Theory. So you've got the daughter of a famous actress playing her own character in a younger version. I love Sheldon's sister Missy. She is so freaking cute. I can't deal. And just seeing Sheldon as a kid going into high school and trying to live in a world that is so beneath him. It is everything that I expected Sheldon's childhood to be. It is not the best show out there, but it is tremendously charming, and I would definitely say that I am going to expect this show to actually have a decent run, maybe 3 to 4 seasons if anything, but it's really, really cute. And if you love The Big Bang Theory, I promise you that you will love Young Sheldon. That's it, everybody. That is the first day of TV sweeps for 2017's fall and winter lineup. I'm looking forward to tomorrow when I give you guys another review from another network with various shows. But in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.